Hi, welcome to Docky Watch channel. And then today we're gonna review the movie called Uranus 2324. It's a Thai movie that stars Freen and Becky. And this is gonna be the review from the press screening that I saw today. There's a Thai version of my review, so you can go watch that. I might put up the captions later. This is a story about two women who are distant from each other. One of the women is a free diver, and the other woman is an astronaut. After I saw this movie, I think that this movie is quite kind of messy, in my opinion. It's not a perfect movie. You still expect more from the multiverse of madness, of kind of that kind of thing. But I think what it gets right is the Freen and Becky part. I, I know Freen and Becky from the Pink Theory, I guess, and then I know Rebecca from Long Live Love. For this movie, I think it's kind of messy with its editing. It's like you got like building blocks like Legos, and then you did not fit the right ones in the right spot. But you still expect more from some parts. But I think 148 minutes long, it's kind of too long. You still expect something from some parts more, like the space part, the multiverse part more. I think the movie leans on the fan service perspective. Some parts you're in the present day in 2024, and then some parts is like 20 years before. Like it keeps jumping timelines, and then it's kind of like confusing in some parts. The feeling that I felt is like I'm kind of tired after I saw the movie, because I think like some parts should have been like cut out. And then what I felt is the movie drags sometimes. It's like you have to cut some parts out. Let's start with the cons. The CGI. It's not perfect. I don't think it's done in some parts. It's like 80% done, but you still feel that it needs more time to finish the movie. Like kind of like Marvel these days. Like Marvel, you still feel like you need some time to finish the CGI, like in Thor, Love and Thunder, like She-Hulk, which is so bad. It's not like that level bad. The other thing that I felt is like the editing. The editing is like kind of like messy. You can still feel like everything is all over the place. You feel like it's too long, and then some parts should have been like trimmed down. The other thing I felt is that I think the movie has so much potential, but it does not reach some potential. In my opinion, in the conclusion, you need like some clear explanation of what's going on in some parts. It's still understandable, but you still feel like you get left out in some parts. Let's cut back to the pros. In my opinion, the pros, I think the relationship between Freen and Becky really carried the movie. That both Freen and Becky, like they put all of their talent into acting, even in diving and even in stunts. Stunts in like the space scenes. You still feel like there's commitment there, but you still feel like the extras, you care about them as well. Like the moms and dads, you still feel for them in the movie. But if the editing is good, we would feel more with the characters. The other thing that I think sells the movie is like the visuals, the ideas, the cinematography with like the shots, the beautiful shots in Thailand. I think that kind of sells the movie as well. If you saw the movie, I think you might want to go to the island place in Thailand for sure. I can't see why you would not come. The other thing is that I feel like some parts, I think they have really good meaning and good explanation of the things that we can get out of the movie, like ideas and then lessons from the movie. I think the movie explains that really well. And for those who are not fans of Freen and Becky, you still can see the movie, but you have to understand that there is some parts that are made for these fans. There are some parts in the runtime that they have interesting ideas, but if you expect like a lot of multiverse, you're gonna get like all of that similar to the trailers to get the whole picture of it if you haven't seen it. If I'm gonna explain this movie in short, I would say this movie is like Multiverse of Madness, Gravity, Interstellar, and then Freen and Becky, all plus all together, combined into this movie. So I think Uranus 2324 is a solid movie, but it's not perfect with its editing that is kind of like all over the place. But I think like if you cut some parts out, like trim it out some parts, I think this might be a solid movie to watch. It's not perfect, but I think the performances from Freen and Becky, the fan service, it kind of carried the movie, I would say. And then the other part that I think you should watch out for is the ideas behind the diving and the multiverse and the space part. I think in the movie it kind of like explains that really well. So Uranus 2324 comes out in Thailand in 4th of July, but I don't know when it's gonna come out overseas. We'll see. So this is my English review, and then I have my Thai review already put up now. Don't forget to like and subscribe Doggy Watch channel.